Okay, hello, here's another beautiful Technics. This is an sl5555 MK5. This is the most sought after model, and to me personally is the best model ever built. It's just an amazing turntable. This one is one of the modern ones. It has no hinges and no receptacles, so it's just like a snap-on dust cover. The dust cover is one of those really cool smoked ones. I call them smoked dust covers because they are darker than the others. They're not that transparent. They're just kind of smoked. So that's why I call them smoke dust covers. It's in beautiful conditions. It has been used just for showcasing purposes. You know, it's been inside a cabinet, one of those cabinets just going around in circles and circles all the time, just for showcasing purposes. But let me stop talking, and I'm gonna start showing it. And it's beautiful. It's in great shape. So I'm just gonna place the dust cover on the back right here. Okay, I'm gonna go really slowly, and I'm gonna show you as deep as possible. The turntable had a head shell all the time on the tone arm, but no cartridge. So there was no pressure, or it was not holding any weight through all these years. The turntable has been unused, and it's been sitting for 12 years. So there's no use at all on this turntable. Comes with this slim rubber mat and with this plastic sheet, you know, but I'll show you now. There's a couple imperfections, there's a couple tiny little scratches, and it might have a couple dust cover lines because the dust cover, it's been on top of the turntable. So there's typical things like rubber base, like rubber bumpers. You know, the dust cover rubber bumpers, sometimes they leave stains on it, but not on this model. So there's no rubber bumper stains. There's a couple lines that you might be able to capture under certain angles and light conditions, because, you know, I have inspected this turntable really deep, and there's no stains, you know, caused by the dust cover. Just a couple lines that you might be able to catch, but no stains at all. Okay, let me start here. Here, there's this is not a scratch. Okay, let me try to show you that with better light. Let me find a better angle. Okay, this is not a scratch. It's just part of the rubber base. Let's see if we can see that. Right here. See that? That is just part of the rubber base. Just a little lip of rubber that's going up. I am sure that that's just how it came from the factory. You know, it's not a scratch. It's just rubber, a little lip of rubber. You know, that's probably caused by the pressure when they screw the plinth and the rubber base together. You know, those are things are. I think they were done by machines, or I don't know if they were done manually. Probably they screw them too tight. They screw them up too tight. So that's just a little bit of rubber right there. You can see that. And as you can see, the corners are great. They're fantastic. The turntable's in a fantastic shape. See, just like a little piece of rubber, like a lip. That's sometimes just like they come from the factory. Just look at this. This is beautiful. Look at this platter. Look at this platter. Huh? Beautiful platter. Outstanding turntable. This is really hard to come across one of these turntables. So it's a hard find. A 1210 MK5 is just really rare in this shape. It's a beautiful turntable. It has a sticker Some people don't like the sticker, some people do. You might be able to remove that sticker because it's on the rubber base, not on the plinth. So if you don't like it, you can remove that sticker. Okay, let me show you now here. We're gonna start slowly here. Just look at that. Beautiful platter. Look at that tone arm, it's just fantastic. We'll get there in a minute. Okay. Okay, here's a couple tiny little dings in here, like tiny scratch. There's always a couple imperfections on the corners, like I've mentioned in my other videos. That's because of, the corners is usually where the paint job seals at, you know, where the machines kind of end the cutting and things like that. So not on all of them, you know. And something else that I wanted to share with you, not all the turntables are straight. You know, sometimes you can see an inclination towards this side and an inclination towards that side, or maybe an inclination towards the end of the turntable, things like that. Not all of them are straight, but that's really hard to catch. You have to have a really good and a trained eye to catch those inclinations, but that's barely noticeable. But some of them are like that. Not all of them are straight turntables, straight cut lines. You know, there sometimes they have some certain inclinations, you know, towards any side of the plinth. Could be in the front, could be in the back, could be on the sides. You know, it's just how they come from the factory sometimes. Okay, now let me show you that pitch. It's a really nice pitch. There we go. Never been used, I'm sure about that. Positive. Okay. Starting here in this corner now. And here in this corner we have the same rubber showing there in the back. Same thing. It's just that it's just like it came from the factory. Some extra rubber, you know, showing off, but nothing major, no scratches, things like that. There's a couple stains here. That's because of the dust cover, but just tiny ones, barely noticeable. This is the serial number. Let me show you this stone arm. It's just fantastic. Just look at this. Just look at that. That's just fantastic. Look at that. mint. That's just simply beautiful. Okay, now let me go back to this side here and show you this side. Let me try to get more light. There we go. Right here. Here's a little scratch right there, little tiny ding. Just look at that putter. That's just beautiful. Usually there's scratches in here, so here's a couple scratches in there. You can see the actual circle right there because it's been there for so long. So and there's a couple tiny dings in here as well. You can see a couple of bubbles here. Those are just things, those are just factory imperfections. But like I've mentioned before, this is an Ultra HD camera, so we are able to catch absolutely everything on the turntables. I mean, most of these little bubbles or tiny dings and imperfections are not visible, you know. I mean, we are not able to see those with our own eyes. So okay, let me get you more light. Alright, you see those? They don't look to me like they have been caused by something else than the factory, honestly. I think it's just how it came like that from the factory. So. Okay, turntable is fantastic. It's just beautiful. It's really hard to find one of these turntables in these conditions. Let me show you the RCA cables. These are high output RCA cables. Here's your phone. The ground cable is really good as well. Really nice. And there's a couple scratches on the dust cover. You know, a couple just on the front. You know, the dust cover has been on top of it, and the turntable has been seating, so there's a couple scratches on it. Normal scratches. Okay, let me turn this on. Show you that the lights work. Smooth pop-up light, really smooth, does not make any sounds. Pitch light. This is actually the tone arm that reflects on the planes. You see that reflection? Look at here. That's actually the reflection, the tone arm reflection right there. That's how clean it is. It's just beautiful. Okay, and one of the best things about this turntable is that you can access the brake from here. From here, there's a little hole in here where you can access the brake. It actually says brake in there. Maybe you cannot see that. Yeah, it's it. You can access the brake from here and adjust the brake. Right there, see brake? It says brake. There's a little hole right there. You can adjust your brake. You know. So maybe this one needs some adjustment. Yeah, it needs some adjustment. You can adjust it. I will calibrate that myself before shipping. So turntable has been sitting. It just needs to be calibrated, and that's it. Okay, let me show you the pitch. I'm gonna show you the pitch works pretty good. Just check the dots and it's about. Okay, it's on reset. There we go. Let me get a little bit closer. It's really smooth. It's just really smooth. It's fantastic. Whoa, this pitch is amazing. Fantastic pitch. Feels beautiful. The reset button works. You can put it down here. You can reset it. Check those dots. The pitch is amazing. Feels like butter. Like you're cutting through butter. It's just fantastic. Super responsive. It just needs to be calibrated. The brake needs to be calibrated, and I'll do that later. And the turntable's great, as you can see. I'm gonna show you how it tracks down. I'm gonna check on the anti-skating. You know, we're gonna check on those things. Just bear with me. Give me 1 second, please. I just want to make sure that everything's fully functional. You know, the anti-skating is a function that I really like. You know, a lot of people don't. It's not aware of the anti-skating functionality. So. Just 1 second, please. Okay, I'm gonna use this cartridge and head shell to show you that. Oh, sorry about that. I apologize about that. Let me mount this. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna find a floating point. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna find a floating point. I'm gonna check on the anti-skating, make sure it's at zero. Unlock it. We're gonna balance it out until the arm floats. Okay. These short cartridges are a little bit heavy, so. Okay, now it's floating in the middle, and this is how we check the anti-scale. Look at that. That's just super nice. super responsive. It's actually really nice. Let's bring it in, bring it out. Fantastic anti-skating. Okay, now I'm going to put some weight on it, weight in it. I'm going to do 3 grams. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to show you how it tracks down. I'm going to use the lever. That's one of my favorite things as well. We're going to use the lever. Really smooth, really precise, beautiful. Really nice. Beautiful. All right, it's a beautiful Technics and sounds amazing. It's extremely mint, nice shape. It hasn't been used at all before. It's been sitting for quite a long time, so the turntable's in fantastic shape. Like I mentioned, the brake needs to be calibrated, and I'll do that in a minute. And that can be easily done at any time. It's all about your preferences. You know, if you like the turntable to stop really fast and accurately, you can adjust it. You can make it really tight. If you like the turntable to start and stop, you know, slowly and like step by step, you know, you can do it that way. You can make it that way as well. So it's all about your preferences. So here it is, a beautiful Technics turntable. It's in fantastic shape. It's a 1210 MK5, the most sought after model. And one of the best things is that comes with high output RCA cables from the factory. It sounds amazing. This is gonna blow your mind. I apologize for all the hesitation, you know, and the shakiness and the blurriness sometimes. The blurriness and the focus is just my phone, that the autofocus is not working really good. But the shakiness and the hesitation is just because my hands shake a little bit, so I apologize about that. So girls and guys out there interested in a beautiful mint Technics turntable from an honest seller, check my feedback. I have 100% positive feedback. I know how to pack them up. Just don't worry if the dust cover has no hinges or receptacles. You might be asking yourself, how are you going to pack that? And don't worry, I know how to pack them up. When they don't have hinges, when they don't have receptacles, I know how to pack up dust covers and turntables. So just don't worry about that. I have the best feedback. And if you have any questions, just please do not hesitate to ask, and have a wonderful day. Take care.